they offered Deontay Wilder $8 million to take the fight. But Deontay Wilder, he'd rather go a different route. He took a route of taking and accepting $1 million to fight Luis King Kong Ortiz, Cuban superstar, title contender. He says, so now they have no interest in making any offers to Deontay Wilder. Well, now should be the main time you make an offer to Deontay Wilder, seeing as though Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn.
Those are the words of Blue Blood Sports TV. And he states he was giving you guys a backstory on the negotiation attempts between Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder. And he was speaking of what they offered Dillian Whyte before when they were in negotiations or attempted negotiations. $8 million to fight, but instead he fights Luis Ortiz for $1 million. Okay, and this was the first fight that Deontay Wilder fought. And now they have no offers on the table for Deontay Wilder. And now it should be the best time to make an offer to Deontay Wilder. Those are the words, and that's what Blue Blood point he was trying to make at this segment of the video. Now, let me counterpunch. There is some truth to that, okay? Yes, now is the perfect time to want to stage a fight between Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder. It's the perfect time. This is the time to make an offer to Team Wilder in reference to Dillian Whyte. Why? Because Dillian Whyte has his position back. Deontay Wilder has to make a point that he's going to come back, that he's not going to quit, that he's going to silence the naysayers, that he's going to get back into the ring, and he's going to become a king again. Those are the things that he must do, and I think that would be a perfect opportunity and a perfect opponent to get in the ring with. DW versus DW. You guys heard me say it again and again and again. Now, should it be $8 million? I'm not really sure what he meant by the $8 million, because he mentioned the $8 million in hindsight. Okay, that's past tense, rather. You can't re-offer or re-ask a $8 million fight from a fighter that's not worth $8 million. He's not worth $8 million. Everything solely rested on Deontay Wilder, and it wasn't because of the opposition. It was because of the belt. The belt that he had, he bargained. He bargained with that, with everything he had. That's it. That was all the weight that he had on that. Yes, he was undefeated at one point, but he's not anymore. So you've been defeated. You've lost your belt. You don't really have credibility. He's still ranked on the WBC. The only argument that he had is the arbitration that, from the fight, from a pandemic disaster standpoint. I mean, how much weight could you sue? What are you going to do? Sue God? You know what I mean? Those things of that nature. Now, am I against him getting money? No, I'm not. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't get it, what is he going to do? Sit around and piss and moan? You're going to go in there and fight. And at this point, if you're looking at Eddie Hearn, and if we know anything about Eddie Hearn at this point, we know a lot of people depend on Eddie Hearn to make moves where it's always like it's a one-sided thing. Like Eddie Hearn is the fucking promoter of the world or something. Eddie Hearn is a promoter of Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua, and other heavyweight fighters. Yes, he is. But is he Tyson Fury's promoter? No. Is he Deontay Wilder's promoter? No. Okay. Is he Andy Ruiz's promoter? No. But by listening to what I'm hearing and what I've heard, they expect Matchroom to always give them an offer. Okay. Versus Blue Blood Sports TV, his favorite fighter is Deontay Wilder. There's no secret about that, which is cool. But at the end of the day, what is Wilder saying about any of this? See, this is all a one-sided argument and a discussion of what Dillian Whyte did versus what Dillian Whyte should do. Okay, and I understand Dillian Whyte. I wouldn't offer Deontay Wilder $8 million now. We don't know what his marketability, his marquee value is now. We don't know. He hasn't been, since he's been beat, we've heard a lot of crazy accusations. And yes, it's crazy. Why? Because it can't be proven. And then people, people talk. Everyone has said what they thought about that fight. Everyone has an opinion. And some opinions do matter and they do carry. And when people hear him say or said these things, they look at him kind of, he's lost it. So you don't know if those opinions from the people in the high ups, the ESPNs, the match rooms, you have to understand, JD's hasn't said anything. Shelly Finkel hasn't said anything. Obviously by now, though, if they haven't said anything regarding what Deontay Wilder feels or believes that happened February 22nd, they can't believe it. Why? Because if it was something that they strongly stood by, they would have opened their mouths. Counterpunch. They would have said something. Counterpunch. Okay? The things that they said had nothing to do with the glove gate, the spiked water, Mark Breland, any of that, the costume, none of that. Okay? They mentioned, no, Mark Breland ain't fired. Then he was fired. Right? No, there is a third fight, but now there ain't a third fight with the Fury. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of things they've said, no, the injury wasn't as severe as people said it was, even though we've heard that it was. Or I was told that it was. Let's put it that way. Right? So, I hear what Blue Blood's saying. And yes, if I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder like Blue Blood is, I would expect the same amount of pay or the same offer that you got before. But why? He doesn't have anything to bargain with. He doesn't have the WBC strap. In fact, the one that has the belts is the interim champion. Like I told you guys, I did a video last week about the significance of the belts. The WBC interim belt and the diamond belt Whyte holds. Okay, so he has two belts compared to Deontay Wilder's none. So why would he offer him anything? You know what I mean? It's crazy. If Dillian Whyte's eager or willing to come to the States, where does that conversation have or hold, in this particular video? All we're saying is, hey, well, you offered him $8 million. So I think you need to offer him around $8 million. No, it doesn't work that way. He offered him $8 million when he was worth $8 million. He's not worth $8 million. In fact, again, we don't know what he's worth. So for Blue Blood to feel Deontay Wilder should get around the same amount of money, that's crazy. I mean, he should get something, offer him 3 or 4, maybe, high as 5, right? Because, he is still a top heavyweight. Offer him at least 5. And see, you have to understand, they offered Deontay Wilder $5 million, regardless of what he made his last fight, because it was like winner took all, and winner did take all, and that winner won, and that winner took off. Right? And his name is Tyson Fury. But I feel that they should at least offer him about 3 or 4. Why 3 or 4? Because Andy Ruiz received 5 or 6 for fighting Anthony Joshua, and we know Anthony Joshua's marquee value is above Dillian Whyte, especially when these two guys have took a L lately. You know what I mean? Last year, both of these guys lost. Deontay Wilder got beat the hell up. Dillian Whyte got knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? So, how much money are we expecting? Are we really talking about here? How much money are we really offering who? I think both sides should be offered a certain amount of money. How about the same amount? How about both get $3 million? Let's say this. How about both get 3 million pounds? And that way, they'll keep it honest. Because the winner of that fight will progress. And the loser will fall through the cracks. No doubt about it. The loser will go back a couple steps at this point. Because, see, they've both lost. Deontay Wilder's lost once. Dillian Whyte's lost twice. Okay, and his first loss was to AJ. Now get this: if whoever wins, they walk away with the WBC interim and the diamond belt. And what that means, you're the mandatory for that fight after that fight. That's what that means. So whoever wins that fight, this means a lot. This ain't just like, this isn't Deontay Wilder fighting Andy Ruiz, because there's more at stake. There's more at stake at that. Okay? Andy Ruiz would just be another former champion that Deontay Wilder's fighting. Though what could make it easier to make is Ruiz fights because they're with Al Heyman. Now that would be the only reason they would fight each other, because it's easier to make. They got the same business partners, right? But Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder should be a good fight, but it shouldn't be anywhere near $8 million. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.